Does Zach love Fatima more? What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this video, we're going to deep dive into a Fatima conversation sparked by season 6, episode 1 of Tyler Perry's Sistas. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my sisters or Fatima's conversations. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into what we are here for. Does Zach love Fatima more? In the first episode of season 6, Zach says this.
You know I love you, right?
Yeah. I don't think you love me as much as I love you, though.
And I get it. I get how he can't fathom someone just loving him unconditionally, at least seemingly unconditionally, through all of his mess. And Lord knows he has a lot of mess. However, I don't necessarily know if it's fair to say or if it's actually true to say that Zach loves Fatima more. And the biggest thing that's shaping my thoughts around this conversation is capacity for love. Good old capacity for love. I brought this up in my breakdowns for All American with their favorite ship over there. I did a video about if this person loved this person more. If you're an All American fan or you love the All American universe, go ahead and check that out because I get down to the nitty gritty with that one as well. And you know what? It's about time that I did it over here on Sistas and Fatima. Capacity for love for me means how capable someone is to actually experience, exude, and give the purest forms of love. And I think we tend to neglect what people's certain levels or capacity of love, what they potentially could be, not taking into considerations familial history, past relationships, current level of like self-love and self-awareness, and all of that comes into play. I think on the surface level, we tend to just think about, oh, I love this person so very much. I love this person a lot. I love this person more than I could possibly fathom ever loving somebody. And then in a like the circumstance that we see play out in episode 1, we get a Zach who might be feeling those things and think that that warrants him actually saying, well, I actually love you more than you love me. And that's not actually the case, because while Zach could love Fatima, and I do think that he does love Fatima at a very high level, maybe at the max of what he thinks he's capable of loving someone, right? That does not necessarily mean that he's even on the same scale or the same caliber as the love that Fatima is capable of. Now, in talking about backstory and talking about familial ties and history and all of that, I want to point out, not to shame or not to like be shady to either character, right? But I want to point out where the characters come from and what they have experienced by way of love that really sets the stage and teaches you how to love. When I think about capacity to love, that's one of the first things I think about, because if you were never taught how to actually love someone, then how can you actually even say that you are in any way out loving one person over the other? So for the purposes of this video, let's talk about Zach. Zach is struggling with abandonment issues brought on by his crackhead mama. It just is what it is. He said it, not me, y'all. He has experienced his mother picking drugs over him, picking other men over him, maybe sometimes picking his brother over him, and not actually showing up to protect and provide in the way that he would, or anyone would expect a motherly figure to do. So that has set the stage for how Zach interacts with women as he navigates his life, and ultimately informs his capacity of love. Zach's father has been missing in action, so we don't actually have a reference to say how does his paternal how was that cultivated? How was the love from his father cultivated? Was that there to be able to counteract the lack or the missing things that were not provided by his mother that could have been provided by his mother? His brother, who is his oldest brother, but is now financially trying to lean on Zach and has seemingly done so before and has gotten tied up into a lot of the criminal activities and things that went down and things that sent Zach to jail for the time that he went to jail, seems like he has not been a great example or a great sense or pillar of truth in love for Zach and Zach's life. So that would lead me to believe if your immediate family as you are growing up, as you are being reared, as you are being shaped, has not been able to provide you with unconditional or borderline even a stable source of identifiable, feelable love, right? Because we can know or think that somebody loves us, but it's really about how we internalize it and if we actually feel it. And I'm going to tie that point to what's happening in this Fatima relationship as well. If you have never really experienced that, then how could someone expect you to be able to give it or to cultivate it in another relationship later on down the line? Which is why we see Zach run through as many women as he run through, which is why we have seen Zach not be able to navigate his relationship with Karen very well and be a cheater and be manipulative and be able to kind of like get stuck at a certain level and not really be able to pull himself out of the hole in that way. I think a lot of those things were rooted in the seeds of the lack of love, the lack of stability, and the abandonment that he basically experienced and has carried with him throughout his life by way of his mother and his immediate family. So Zach is already coming into the Fatima relationship with, in my opinion, a small capacity for love. He can love things. He knows what the idea of love is, but he has yet to experience an unwavering, unconditional, immense tidal wave version of love so that he would even know how to reciprocate that back. Now, fast forward or jump over to Fatima, who grew up in a two-parent household while the other parent was her stepdad. She grew up in a very loving two-parent household where she got to see her mother taken care of by another man, supported by another man in that way. She does have a little bit of gangster to her because her cousin is Madam, but even Madam has a certain level of loyalty and love and familial ties that she operates with. So it's clear that there was love coming in from there as well. And yes, it's not perfect. However, these are all little trinkets of love that start to come together to build Fatima's capacity for love. Fatima has been able to operate within certain friendships and provide unconditional, non-judgmental love to her homegirls, which also reinforces her capacity for love, even though she did drop them hoes. But that's another video, another talk for another day. In looking at who Fatima is on paper, where she comes from, what she's experienced, and looking at Zach on paper and where he comes from and what he's experienced, I would personally say that Fatima has a greater capacity for love because she has experienced it in its truest form more. I feel like Fatima in their love department has been a little less damaged than Zach has. So when he looks at her and tells her that he loves her more, it's like, sir, you can't even fathom at the point that you are in life the amount of love that comes normal and easy to her. And this honestly is confirmed and reconfirmed over and over again in the series because he is always so very shocked. He's so very curious. He's very much so questioning a lot of like, why is Fatima still staying? Why is she putting up with this? Even in the course of this same scene where he says this about, oh, he loves her more, he also asks like, why are you so cool with this? And I think that he struggles with identifying and really settling in the idea that Fatima is really down to ride with him and is not going to just drop him at the next turn of the next drama moment because he cannot fathom it because his capacity of love is not actually there. So the answer to this question was right there. And honestly, if Zach was actually listening to himself, if he was a little bit more intuitive and a little bit more self-aware, he would have realized that he answered his own question right after saying that he loved Fatima more than she loved him, and then asking why she was so cool and just rolling with all of this. And it's because she loves your goofy ass. Duh. And loves your goofy ass way more than she probably should in this moment. But that's a whole other conversation. So to answer the question, if you are still confused or you did not get it, or I said a little bit too many words, I do believe that Fatima loves Zach more, and it's because she has a greater capacity to do so. But that does not mean that Zach won't be able to get there, that he cannot actually get there. I am actually hoping and wishing and calling on Zach to evolve and to grow and to step into a little bit more ownership and accountability for his actions so that his capacity for love love can grow and he can actually meet Fatima where she needs her partner to be, because he actually ain't there yet, y'all. And it is 100% by the grace of God that he has a woman like her that is willing and able to ride in these moments that he's in, because Lord knows he is putting our good sis through a hell of a lot. All right, now it's your turn. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that Zach loves Fatima more, or do you agree with me? Please also tell me why in the comment section down below. And if you are just here to bash me or my opinions or my thoughts about Zach because you unequivocally are just so obsessed with how Devale look and he's so fine, oh my God, save it. Take it somewhere else, sweetheart, because we don't need it. We want mature, honest, vulnerable, safe conversations in this space. And we don't need your trolling or trolloping. Amen. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to dive into the comment section and see what you are saying so that we can keep the conversation going. If you're new here and it's the first time you came across my video, hit that subscribe button because I think you're going to like it here. I'm your good sis, you love to talk TV with. See you in the next one.